Welcome back, Lincoln currency. If you've ever held a simple, coppery Lincoln penny from 1980 in your hands and tossed it in a jar without thinking twice, you may have unknowingly thrown away a life-changing fortune. 1 single cent, a common coin, small, often forgotten, and used more as a space filler in pockets than as a currency, may just be the hidden key to a multi-million-dollar treasure. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing, mysterious, and valuable coins ever minted in American history, the 1980 Lincoln penny with an alleged mint mark, a coin that some collectors and dealers speculate could be worth up to $100 million. Now you might be asking yourself, what could possibly make a tiny 1-cent piece worth the kind of money that could buy mansions, islands, or even sports franchises? Well, buckle in, because what we're about to uncover is a story of minting anomalies, historical mysteries, collector frenzy, numismatic obsession, and market dynamics that have turned a tiny coin into a legend, and maybe, just maybe, a real fortune. Let's rewind the clock back to 1980. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln pennies across its facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These coins featured the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design by Frank Gasparo that had been in use since 1959. In 1980, something changed. For the first time since 1945, the Philadelphia Mint began using the P mint mark on certain denominations. However, pennies from Philadelphia still remained without a mint mark, as was standard. Denver coins bore the D, and San Francisco the S, mostly for proof coins. So where does the mysterious M come into play? Here's where myth begins to mix with history. Rumors began to surface over the years that a rare batch of 1980 pennies were struck with an M, not a typical U.S. mint mark, but allegedly denoting either a private minting error, a rogue engraver's initial, or even a foreign subcontractor's involvement. While the U.S. Mint has never confirmed the existence of such a mint mark officially, some coins have reportedly surfaced with what appears to be a small M, either below the year or hidden subtly in Lincoln's bust, perhaps the initial of a mint engraver, perhaps something else entirely. Only a handful of these coins are rumored to exist, and the numismatic world has been set ablaze with speculation ever since. Some believe these coins were never meant to be released to the public and were struck during off-the-books minting operations, making them essentially numismatic contraband, illegal to own, yet priceless in value. Others think that M is simply a die anomaly or an engraving slip-up. But what matters most is this: any coin with such a feature would be considered an ultimate rarity. Now, let's consider the broader context. Rarity is the cornerstone of coin collecting value. In 2010, a 1943 bronze Lincoln cent sold for $1.7 million. In 2021, a 1794 flowing hair silver dollar sold for over $10 million. So what would a never-before-seen, possibly unauthorized, 1980 Lincoln penny with an M mint mark, if authenticated, be worth on today's market? Speculators and rare coin collectors have already begun assigning astronomical values to such a hypothetical coin. Some estimates float in the millions, $10 million, $20 million, and yes, even up to $100 million. That number may sound absurd at first glance. But consider the stakes. If there's only one or two of these coins in existence, and if they can be connected to a historical anomaly or minting conspiracy, their value transcends the metal they're made from and becomes a cultural artifact, a symbol of rarity and mystery. Billionaires with a passion for collecting would pay almost anything for such a piece, not because they need the coin, but because no one else can have it. So what should you be looking for? If you come across a 1980 penny, examine it closely. Flip it under a strong magnifying glass. Look below the ear. Look at the base of Lincoln's neck. Check for any strange markings, a small M, perhaps stylized, perhaps faint. Examine the rim. Look at the fine lines and die patterns. Could it be a die break that resembles a letter? Or could it be something more? And beyond the mint mark, there are other valuable varieties of the 1980 penny to be aware of. For example, a 1980 Lincoln penny with a double die obverse, where elements like the date, or liberty, appear to be double due to a minting misalignment, can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on condition. Similarly, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or coins struck on foreign planchets, such as a penny struck on a dime planchet, are highly sought after and have sold for thousands at auction. Let's also talk about copper. Pennies minted in 1980 were still 95% copper. By 1982, the US Mint transitioned to zinc with a copper coating to save costs. So every 1980 penny already has intrinsic metal value, around 2 to 3 cents per coin just for the copper content. But melt laws prevent us from cashing in on that metal value directly. Still, it adds to the allure. Meanwhile, the market for rare coins has exploded in recent years, driven by new online auction platforms, social media coin communities, and influencers who have brought coin collecting to a younger, global audience. A coin that might have sat in a dusty binder in someone's basement is now suddenly the star of a viral TikTok video, driving up interest and value. That's the environment we're in right now, where mystery meets market, and where the tiniest difference on a coin could mean the difference between 1 cent and $100 million. So where are these 1980 mint mark pennies now? No one knows for sure. Perhaps one is sitting in your couch cushions, in an old piggy bank, in a drawer in your grandparents' house, or in that coffee can of loose change you've been meaning to cash in. Perhaps you'll find one at a flea market, or in change from a vending machine, or in a coin roll from the bank. The thrill is in the hunt, and the reward? Potentially historic, and that brings us to you. If you've got a 1980 penny, or a whole roll of them, don't spend them just yet. Pull them out. Examine them carefully. Learn to recognize die markers, mint marks, and errors. It may take time, but remember, there are stories of people who became millionaires overnight by discovering a rare coin in pocket change. It could happen to you, and if you ever do come across that legendary 1980 Lincoln penny with the mysterious mint mark, the one that experts can't explain, the one that's never been documented by the US Mint, the one whispered about on forums and in collectors' circles, don't just sell it. Authenticate it, grade it, document every inch of it. Because what you may have is not just a coin. It's a once-in-a-century relic, a mystery cast in copper, and a key to untold fortune. So keep your eyes open. Stay curious. And never underestimate the value of even the smallest coin in your pocket. Your million, or maybe your 100 million, might just be 1 cent away. Have you ever thought that a single penny could make you rich? 1 single cent, sitting quietly in your pocket change, in a jar by your bed, or lost in the couch cushions, worth not just a few dollars, not even hundreds, but possibly thousands or even millions of dollars. Yes, we're diving deep into the incredible world of the 1989 Lincoln cent, one of the most talked about pennies in numismatic circles, and possibly hiding one of the rarest coin anomalies in modern U.S. history. Let's take a journey back to 1989. It was the end of a decade marked by change, invention, and evolving national identity. The Berlin Wall fell, the World Wide Web was being proposed, and Michael Jordan was transforming basketball forever. Meanwhile, at the United States Mint, more than 7.2 billion pennies were quietly struck and released into circulation. These coins, though seemingly ordinary, hold secrets that collectors have only just begun to uncover. The 1989 Lincoln cent features the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, we find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design would remain until 2008. The metal composition was 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, following the change made in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. But not all 1989 pennies are created equal. The true value lies in the details, mint marks, errors, and conditions that can make all the difference between pocket change and a life-changing fortune. There were 3 mints involved in producing the 1989 Lincoln cent: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins bear no mint mark and make up the bulk of the mintage, over 7.2 billion coins. Denver minted coins carry the D mint mark and account for a significant portion of the total mintage. Then there's the San Francisco Mint, which struck proof coins marked with an S. These proof coins were never intended for circulation and were sold directly to collectors. But here's where things get fascinating. In the world of coin collecting, the unexpected always drives the greatest excitement. And the 1989 penny is no exception. While most 1989 cents are common and worth only face value, a few rare varieties and minting errors have surfaced, commanding eye-watering premiums on the secondary market. Some have sold for thousands of dollars at auction, and rumors persist of elusive examples believed to be worth tens of millions. The most legendary? A purported 1989 D Lincoln cent struck on a copper planchet, a coin that defies the standard post-1982 zinc core composition, and, if verified, could be among the rarest and most valuable coins in existence. Let's explore why that would be such a big deal. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from bronze pennies to copper-plated zinc to save on production costs. This means any penny dated 1983 or later is expected to be zinc. But occasionally, due to errors or leftover planchets, a penny from a later year is struck on an earlier, incorrect planchet. These rare copper errors have already surfaced for some post-1982 dates, such as 1983 and 1989, and have fetched incredible prices. In 2019, a 1983 D copper penny was sold for $17,625. Now imagine discovering a 1989 D copper penny, especially in mint state condition. Some experts speculate its value could reach into the tens of millions, given its rarity, demand, and historical significance. And it's not just about metal composition. Mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and misaligned dies can increase the value of a 1989 penny exponentially. A strong double die obverse, where the lettering and date appear slightly doubled due to a die misalignment, can make a penny that's worth only 1 cent skyrocket in value. These double dies, especially if dramatic and in pristine condition, are extremely popular among collectors. Some examples have been listed and sold for thousands of dollars. Now consider condition. As with all coins, the value of a 1989 penny is significantly affected by its state of preservation. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC are much more valuable than those in circulated condition. Proof coins, especially deep cameo or ultra cameo examples with mirror-like fields and frosted designs, are particularly sought after. One 1989 S-proof Lincoln cent graded PR 70 DCM by PCGS was sold for over $3,000. But even circulated 1989 coins with exceptional features, strong luster, full details, or rare strike anomalies, can command attention. So how do you know if your 1989 penny is worth big money? Start by checking for mint marks. Look closely at the area just below the date. Do you see a D, N, S, or nothing at all? Then examine the surface of the coin. Is the lettering sharp and clearly defined? Are there any signs of doubling, especially on Liberty or In God We Trust? Is the strike off center or are there strange marks or cracks? If you think you might have something special, consider weighing your coin. A standard 1989 zinc penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs closer to 3.1 grams, it could be a copper planchet error, a potential jackpot. Take your time, use a magnifying glass, and inspect the edge of the coin too. Look for any signs of laminations, die cracks, or clipped planchets. These oddities might seem minor, but to collectors, they represent fascinating glimpses into the minting process and can significantly enhance a coin's value. Next, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service. A certified grade gives buyers confidence and can unlock the coin's full market potential. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue, even the most modest-looking 1989 penny can bring in staggering amounts of money. Stories of jaw-dropping finds have made headlines in recent years. One coin collector claims to have found a 1989 D copper cent that experts are still trying to verify. If authenticated, Such a coin would likely become one of the most important coin discoveries in modern history. Some believe it could surpass the 1943 copper penny in value, coins which have sold for over $1 million. In a world where collectibles are increasingly seen as alternative investments, and with demand from global collectors reaching new highs, it's not unthinkable that the first verified 1989 copper error could fetch a value well into the tens of millions. Some even speculate, half in jest, that a bidding war among elite collectors or institutions could drive the price as high as $100 million. So the next time you come across a penny, don't just toss it aside. Flip it over. Look at the date. Examine every detail. The humble cent has a long, rich history in American coinage. And the 1989 Lincoln penny, though young by comparison, holds mysteries yet to be uncovered. It represents a pivotal moment in U.S. numismatics, a time of transition, innovation, and unintended rarity. It's a coin that invites both scrutiny and imagination. And in the right condition, with the right anomaly, it could very well be your golden, or copper, ticket. Maybe that coin is already in your collection. Maybe it's sitting in a jar in your kitchen. Or maybe it's still out there, waiting to be discovered. 1 cent. 1 moment. One incredible possibility. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!